Hello, Anthony.
Hello, Claudia.
We're here today to talk about something a little different. A law firm, we're a tax law firm. Any law firm is going to be dealing with a lot of confidential information from their clients. There's been a lot of cyber attacks lately, and recently there was an attack that started with a Ukrainian tax software company. It got a lot of people, including DLA Piper, a huge law firm.
Yep.
So, we want to talk today about what firms can do to limit attacks. And if you are going to hire a law firm, there's questions you're going to want to ask them about their cybersecurity.
I would say so. And as a business owner, there's things you should know too. And if you are, we have a lot of attorneys who represent as clients, they, running up tax problems. And we know a lot of them, they run their practice and they're trying to do the best they can. And a lot of them have issues that they don't realize happen. Mm-hmm. And it's one of these things. It's like, don't mistake the fact that you haven't been attacked as proof positive that you're doing everything right. And it's sort of the same theory that just because your returns haven't been audited, don't assume that you're awesome.
Yes, our IT department always says it's not if we get attacked, it's when we get attacked.
It's when. So what are your protocols in place for when that attack happens? How do you reduce the time that you're down? How do you see that they don't get as much sensitive information as possible? And then, I've been over the years, I've been able to deal with some of the people at the top of whatever industry they are, whether it's wealth management, banking, and IT. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of these people I talk to all the time, and we've all sort of have the same sort of philosophy that in any given population of professionals, mm-hmm. you are going to have a very small percentage that are actually the best. And it's something like 5%, maybe 10%. And we notice that with tax law. We notice that there's definitely some who are clearly better than others in any sort of litigation. And I think people who are good at their profession know that. They mm-hmm. know that what they do is a bit different than other people. Sometimes it's hard to communicate that. So the things I've learned over the years I've always been a bit into tech since I started this firm. So I've always taken an interest in it. So we have these 4 things.
Yes. Now, number 1, you see everywhere.
Yeah.
Number 1, remove client portal from any public web page.
That's right. Yeah. So we're talking about 4 things that everybody can do to limit their exposure here.
Right. And this means that, a lot of times I'll go online and we're doing research and you come across a law firm and mm-hmm. it says client login here. Mm-hmm. That's bad.
That is so bad. And I understand why you want to do that. You want to do it for convenience. So your clients can go log into their stuff, go to your webpage. Mm-hmm. And you also want to do it to say, hey, guys, see, we're up on tech. But actually, to me, it tells me the opposite, that you're actually not that all up on tech, because if you knew something, you would say, wait a second, a hacker has where your server is. You just gave them the address. And so now you've made their job. Well, first of all, you number 1, 2 things. They know it exists. Mm-hmm. Now they know where it is. If you don't make it so public, they don't even know it exists. Isn't that better? Mm-hmm. So that's a really dangerous thing to do. And I mean, you could do simple things like if you had a login screen to your client porthole before they get to the client porthole, that will reduce it a lot. Mm-hmm. But we just don't even put it up there. We know that. Just contact us. Our clients contact us. Here's your client. Here's your login. And guess what? It's not going to be a website. I can tell you this. The URL doesn't say IRSMedic.com in it. Mm-hmm. I can tell you that. That's about as far as I'm going to go. And I would say, and everything I'm going to tell you is I'm not going to tell you everything. And this is the other problem with someone, you're trying to research an issue, no matter what it is. The people who have it figured out aren't going to tell you because that's their secret. And if they let it out, people are going to misuse it. Now, all of their hard work for the clients that pay them now turns away. So I'm not going to tell you everything that we're doing. No way. I will get destroyed.
Our IT guy, our IT team will come after us.
I will get throttled if I do that. So this is all I am authorized to say.
Okay.
This is all they'll let me say. So that's one. Just get that client portal off your public webpage. It doesn't belong there.
Number 2, stop shared drives.
Yeah. This is, originally we had this because it's great. The shared drive is what you might call, it might be listed as your P drive, S drive, T drive, X drive, Z drive, some other drive besides your C drive or a drive that you put in, you drag and drop there. Technically, it's a mapped drive. Not that many people know that technical term. And it's great because it's really easy to use. It basically makes your entire network like a desktop. You could save straight into a folder, and everyone has access to that folder. You can drag and drop and move things around. What a great idea, and it's wonderful, and it is wonderful if hackers didn't exist. Because here's the thing, if someone gets into your laptop, they have access to the entire shared drive.
Wow.
So now they have it. It's bad, if you lose a laptop, oh well, you move on. But now they have all the information, access to that information, and that's dangerous. And even if you split up access to various drives, there's still ways they can get the entire drive. So don't do that. There's better ways to do it. Now, I'll say they're not as convenient, but boy, are they secure.
All right. Number 3, your network sharing is on.
Yeah, this is a default setting for Microsoft.
Oh, okay.
You open it, start it up, boot it up, and it says, oh yeah, let's turn network sharing on all the time, because what a great idea that is. And the network sharing, made a lot of sense back in the old days of networking before we had a lot of things that we did. The networking wasn't very sophisticated. It was really just sharing to another computer. Like, when my dad and I started, our network was, hey, I could see your computer and you could see mine. That was it. Oh, it's on your, where's that file? Oh, it's on my computer. No, I had access to it. It was just us two. That's all it was. So yeah, you needed your network sharing on. You don't need it on. I mean, for most people, you don't need it on. So I would say that's a really simple trick to limit, damage, because, again, you have to assume it's going to happen. Okay, well, what's the worst case? So you want to, what's the worst case if it happens? They get a computer. Great. That's all they got.
Which leads us nicely into reason number 4. You don't understand how attacks work, and you have to understand that no system is bulletproof.
Yeah, that's right. And I won't ever... There's several reasons why I will never say that our system's bulletproof. Number one, because I think a hacker would take that as a challenge, so I would never say that.
Sort of like the LifeLock guy that gave out his social security number.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
he got
right.
his stuff stolen.
Oh, yeah, right. So no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make the challenge. I'm not saying that it's bulletproof. I would say there's things that sophisticated things, and you're not going to find these on a website. No one at the top of their game is going to publish, oh, hey, by the way, these are the things that we're doing to, completely reduce our impact by a huge quantity. Meanwhile, here's everything that these large firms aren't doing. That's why they're exposed. We don't say that. We just sort of, keep it quiet to ourselves. But really what I would say is people don't understand what certain things are and how certain things work. They just sort of say, you throw out this thing, hacking. And so many things aren't hacking, as in someone typing out and like, oh, let me try to hack in and do a brute force attack with a password. Okay, that's a type of hacking. That's kind of a hack. But most things don't work like that at all. You have the two things that are very related are ransomware and malware. And they're very related because they sort of operate in the same way. They'll take your information and they'll basically ruin it by encrypting it in a way you can't decode it. So here's just, you still have your stuff, you just can't do anything with it. And now with ransomware, apparently, if you pay money, they're supposed to give you the key back. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sort of like, Nigerian kidnapping. Maybe you'll live, maybe you won't. It'd be nicer if you could avoid that in the first place, or just make it where they don't have, what you want when someone has that ransomware. Okay, great, it's all yours. I lost 3 hours of work. See you later. I'm up and running again.
Yep.
That's really what you want to happen, instead of being at the mercy of someone who probably is just probably is lying to you. Yeah, send the money. Okay, here's a phony key.
I almost want to add reason number 5, and it's something that we do a lot here, and it's sort of training and education. Our IT team is constantly letting everyone in the firm know about what's going on with cyber attacks, what to click on, what not to click on. I'll tell you, everybody here is terrified of clicking on any link in any email anytime, because we've had so much education and training. Some of the cyber attacks I've seen now is you only have to hover over the link.
Right.
So, and that I learned from our IT department here. It's a constant education, making sure people understand what to do and what not to do and how to keep all of our clients' information safe. So I think that's another really important aspect.
To add on to that, I think you're hitting upon something very good, that if you use a computer, okay, you are a computer, you're responsible. Okay, you just can't sit here, use a computer and say, security is someone else's issue. That's
Yes.
not my job. My job is not. My job is to do. I'm
a paralegal.
I'm a paralegal. My job isn't. That's somebody else. IT is in charge of it. IT can't do that. IT simply can't, because the way a lot of the that's the other type of attack is a phishing attack, where you click on something and essentially you're giving access. You just gave access to your computer. You just gave it away. So there's no system that can really stop that unless you shut down traffic and make the system unusable. You always can make it so secure. Oh yeah, it's super secure. Yeah, but we can't do anything with it. Every website is blocked. Every IP is blocked. Well, that doesn't really
We're
do
not
you.
very efficient.
Right, but we're super secure. So in order to get anything
The town
done,
of Wallingford.
right? Yeah, don't have a system. Right, our town does not have any computerized.
No,
it doesn't.
No
which
internet, no email.
Yeah, they never have to worry about cyber attacks. Right,
Right.
It is that is true. So
Very
that's the thing.
safe.
If you want a system that can actually work, you have to have some risk to it. What you want to do is get rid of the risks that understand what the true risks are, that you can't have a riskless system, and that a lot of it comes down to the individual user. Make sure that they know that. And if you own the business, your IT guy cannot do it himself. You have to do a lot of training to people to make it happen. And then, you can limit it. And just like anything else, like, our advice is, you want to assume an attack will happen. So how do you get back up and running as soon as possible without having to deal with some ransom or something like that, or malware attack where they're just destroying your stuff because they want to.
Right. So I'd say anybody that's going to hire anyone that works with computers dealing with confidential information, good questions for them to ask.
Yeah.
Go through this checklist and see what do they do, what don't they do.
And you're running a firm, this is a good way to check to make sure that you aren't doing something that you could have exposure to too.
Right. All right. Well, feel free to like and comment below. You can subscribe to our channel so you get more awesome tax updates. If you have any questions, email info@irsmedic.com. We want to thank you so much for watching today.